Morning, guys. Thinking for a Change by John Maxwell. Last week we covered thoughts about thinking, that everything begins with a thought. What we think determines who we are, and who we are determines what we do. Okay, and that our thoughts determine our destiny determines our legacy. And we talked about some thoughts about people thinking that everything begins with a thought. What we think determines who we are determines what we do. And then our thoughts determine our destiny, and our destiny determines our legacy. So people who go to the top think differently than others. And the bottom line, too, was we learned that we can change the way we think, and we can. So today we're going to look at understanding the value of good thinking. Benjamin Disraeli said, "Nurture great thoughts, for you will never go higher than your thoughts." What thing do all successful people have in common? What one thing separates those who go to the top from those who never seem to get there? You know what it is? The answer is good thinking. Those who embrace good thinking as a lifestyle understand the relationship between their level of thinking and their level of progress. And so what we're talking about here, really, it's a different way of thinking. Realize that changing from negative to positive thinking isn't always easy, guys. Our environment impacts it, where we're born, and for some it's a lifelong struggle. I get it. But do you know what the most people's number one challenge is when it comes to making positive personal changes? It's their feelings. Okay? So the major premise here, he goes through a thought process here, is that I can control my thoughts. The minor premise is my feelings come from my thoughts. Therefore, the conclusion is I can control my feelings by controlling my thoughts. Well, if you're willing to change your thinking, you can change your feelings. Okay? And if you can change your feelings, you can change your actions. And by changing your actions based on good thinking, which is what we're talking about, you can change your life. Okay? Isn't that what we're after? So let's ask the question, who will change your mind? Well, most people in our culture, maybe many cultures, look to the educational system to teach them and their children to think. You know, many educators would have us believe that good grades lead to a better life, and that more formal education you have, the more successful you'll be. And that's true to an extent. But the bottom line is this: the problem with most educational institutions is that they really only teach people what to think. They don't teach you how to think. So next, why should you embrace the value of good thinking? Well, become a better thinker is worth your effort, because the way you think really impacts every aspect of your life. Okay? Good thinking will improve your life. Isn't that what you want? It will help you become an achiever. It will make you, regardless if it'll make you a better business person, a teacher, a parent, scientist, pastor, executive, laborer, whatever you are. So 3 points. 1, good thinking creates the foundation for good results, right? James Allen said, good thoughts and actions can never produce bad results. Bad thoughts and actions can never produce good results, okay? It might seem obvious that the quality of people's thinking leads to the quality of their results. So we know poor thinking produces negative progress. Average thinking produces no progress. Good thinking produces some progress, but great thinking produces great progress. 2nd point, good thinking increases your potential. James Allen wrote that you'll become as small as your controlling desire, as great as your dominant aspiration. And while we know leadership ability determines a person's level of effectiveness, John Maxwell similarly believes that your thinking has a similar impact on your life. Your thinking is the lid for your potential. If you're an excellent thinker, then you'll have excellent potential. But if your thinking is poor, then again, you have a lid on your life, like it or not. The greatest detriment to many people's success tomorrow is their thinking today. It's how we think. We're bound up in it. If your thinking is limited, so is your potential. But if people can keep growing in their thinking, they'll constantly outgrow what they're doing, and their potential will always be off the charts. Thirdly, good thinking produces more good thinking if you make it a habit. The good news is that no matter how complicated life gets or how difficult it seems, good thinking can make a difference, okay? If you make it a consistent part of your life, just like any good habit, you can develop habit in 30 days. Success comes to those who habitually do things that unsuccessful people don't. You got to know that every person has the potential to become a good thinker. Okay, unsuccessful people focus on thinking on their survival. Average people focus their thinking on maintenance. Successful people focus their thinking on progress and getting ahead. So change of thinking can help you move from survival or maintenance to real progress. And that's really what we're after with this, guys. So here's some questions for reflection this morning. Based on everything I've said, ask yourself, do I believe that good thinking can change my life? I hope you do. And who are the best thinkers that you know? And what separates them from the rest of the crowd? And the best thinker you know, if you can arrange to spend some time with him or her. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you got some benefit from today's presentation. And if you did, please feel free to hit the subscribe button or share this with somebody you think that might benefit from this message. And you can also connect with me on social media at the links that I've provided. Have a great day, and let's start thinking for a change.